give it a sec.
People will be able to hear you immediately, so just be aware of that. Yep, that's working now. Hi.
Yep, that's up.
Zin's here. Guys, Zin's here.
I didn't plan on being here. Well,
what else are you going to be
kind
doing,
of.
mate? What else are you going to be doing?
Well, trying to finish off this video, but...
Oh, yeah. So Zin, she does work. She does videos in the background. If people don't know what an editor does, me neither, mate. I thought she took my money and just thought it was part and parcel of doing what we did. So yeah, apologies to people that didn't hear the first few minutes of me slurping tea. You can hear me now.
Oh, they missed out.
The thing is that they didn't.
Oh.
Don't know why it's immediately changed my song to another song. I don't know what's going on. We're just gonna roll with it. It's gonna roll. Yeah. So basically, this is a stream where you can ask questions by putting question at the beginning of whatever, and bam, then you can ask a question, and I might look at that question and read it out, and then answer it. Perfect. We'll be talking about things like Star Citizen Alpha 3.13, and the naming system, and people's anger towards the naming system. Actually, as Zin is here, I might ask your opinions on the naming system in a bit, and we'll have a bit of a chat about that. You can do that while doing other work because you can multitask, woman. Bam.
To a degree.
Yeah.
If I have to listen to what I'm doing in the videos, then I can't really.
It's okay.
Can't do.
It will be brief. It will be fine. Don't you worry, Zin. Okay. If it makes its way into the video, I'll know that something went wrong. just in the middle of a video, there's me going, Zin, what do you think about this? Stuff. Yeah, so sorry, we had some technical difficulties. The buttons didn't work, but now Zin went, as I worked out that it didn't work, Zin also came in and went, it's not working, you know, yeah. Why are you whispering? If you're doing the whisper, if I can't hear you because you're whispering,
I
then
feel like a stagehand.
Okay, and do you think that they should go, guys, it's going bad. It's going really bad.
I didn't know if you had me on transmittable so people could hear me.
No, it's certainly worth whispering in that thing. I can hear what I can hear, and I don't know what's going on. Right,
yeah,
but thanks.
Not always.
Not always.
Usually when you're like, yeah, Zin's here, she's going to do a stream with me, blah, 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 and then nobody can hear me.
That is true. That is that's my favourite part of you streaming with me. So, things that are happening. It's March now. Giveaway winner sort of been announced. Actually, I don't think I have put it on Reddit yet.
It's in the video.
Some guys won. He had lots of numbers in his name.
The sickness.
The sickness with 1s and 3s everywhere. And I literally had to ask Zin, how do you think we say this name?
I had to type it out.
She deciphered it for me. And this month's giveaway is going to be for lots of 100 series of ships with game packages. And we might do some more giveaways throughout the month as well, based on how I feel.
1 sec, my cat's just made a noise, isn't it?
No worries. The cats do that. Give them a little squeeze. Oh, I love you so much. Like that. That's good for cats. So yeah, please ask any questions you'd like. Question in brackets. We'll be talking about ship naming in a bit as well. We'll go over how to do it and what it is, and then maybe talk a little bit about some of the bad points and things that have yet to be understood. I need to know how to name my ship. I need it. So if you have one of... Well, we'll talk about this in a minute. We'll talk about this in a second. We'll go over ship naming, but you can do it from the RSI website on the ships that are available to do it on. Starting today for some people. It's going in waves based on when you pledged for your ship.
I'm back, by the way.
Are you first wave naming? For a couple of my ships I will be, yes. Have I tried Valium? Oh, Valheim. That's a very different thing. That's that Viking game. No to both. We're planning on trying it out. I'm waiting for some keys to maybe turn up. Anyone know what's going on with the subship of the month? Not yet. In a couple of days, it will change over. Why do you have to do actual work to make us look bad? Oh, I'm not sure if she does actual work. It's hard to know.
I'm eating noodles at the moment.
You see? Is that something you're supposed to be doing as work?
Break.
Okay. Well. Do you think trading will be the shiz in the next patch? I think that they are trying to solve the problems with trading. The problems with trading at the moment are that it's buggy or ill thought out in the way that shop inventories buy and sell. So all they've got to do is tweak that, and actual trading and cargo will be pretty good again. I would say pretty good again. Pretty good, and all the additions that they've made to it. So,
Monkey.
Mm.
You're off to a great start today. You still got your stream starting soon. Image up. Nobody can see your face.
Shut up!
Your beautiful,
Shut
beautiful
up!
face.
Shut up! It's your fault for telling me I was doing stuff wrong.
You're doing stuff wrong.
I'm doing. Oh, look! It was. Look, I'm going back to stream starting soon. No, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing for the rest of the stream now. God damn it! Is there supposed to be a video running or the Twitch starting soon? I hate you. I hate you all. Do we know? Thanks, Elfwin. I'm glad you're enjoying the content enough to subscribe. Appreciated. Do we know how many complete / in progress systems we have? We have 0 complete systems. Yeah, it's 120 that were roughly planned that they talked about a while ago. So in the works are currently Stanton, which we're in at the moment. The Odin system, which is Squadron 42 system. We've got Pyro, which we know that they want to put in as soon as they can, and Nyx, we know that's getting work as well. You could talk about potentially the Lear system, because Lear 3 was shown off a while ago, though we're not sure if that's really getting work. The Sol system saw some work, at least originally they used it to work out the scale of planets and star systems. There's Terra, which we know they've done some work on some of the bits of Terra, and there's a huge amount of other little assets and biomes and things they've done that are work towards lots of other systems. So those are the ones we sort of know about. We also know that the new Montreal studio, the Turbulent Headed studio, is working on gameplay area and star systems and that sort of stuff, and we saw them remake, or at least repurpose, the Daymar Javelin wreck into something pretty cool in the last Inside Star Citizen.
I really like the look of that. That was
Yeah.
very different compared to everything else that they've done.
Yeah, it was a proper little settlement, wasn't it? They changed it into
Yeah.
a little scrappy settlement. It's good. It's nice. It was referred to as a warm-up task. Let me actually bring it up on screen if that doesn't also go wrong. It's just going to be a load of pictures of me in the nutty, isn't it? Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted to see at all.
It's going to be all your Cliff Richard pictures.
Oh my god, yeah. So, people that don't know, and that will be most of you, one of our friends at CIG actually likes to send me lots of random things, including Cliff
And
Richard.
me, and DC, and Kit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I
That's a
think
good
he's done
point.
G as well.
He sent me the most random chos and the most amount of stuff.
Are you sure?
Tinfoil,
Oh yeah, no, I forgot about that.
2 tea strainers, a didgeridoo, a Cliff Richard memorial plaque, a Shaft DVD. There's more, I think, as well in that drawer.
We've had... I think the most random thing he sent us was an alternator for a van.
Because we play Apex Legends, occasionally we'll be like, that's my alternator, or something like that.
I'm looking for a such and such.
Yeah, I'm looking for an alternator. Kit got a Phoenix, didn't she?
Yep.
Because Phoenix Kit in Apex. We've had some random stuff. But I got a sheet of tinfoil because I wanted what, aluminium or scrap metal or something in
You
Fallout.
wanted aluminium in Fallout 76.
I also got 2 tea strainers in a very, very bad pun with I wanted glue. I wanted adhesive. So Cameron sent me adhesive. Adhesive? And if you say
Twice.
it quickly, if you adhesive. Maybe
Two adhesive.
2 adhesive. Oh my god. And the other ones I'm not sure if I can say on YouTube because it
Something like
involves
Alternator here, solid double barrel SMG or whatever the Bangalorean says.
the Bangalorean. Nice.
I got a 1p, a 2020 1 penny piece,
P2020.
which was a P2020. Me and DC got a I mean, it was what's it? Mustard coloured, but it was meant to be a gold backpack.
It's good enough. I've sent in 100 lime bars.
120.
120 lime bars.
No, it was 160, but I didn't get them all because they didn't have enough.
We didn't have enough, so they sent you some other bars as well. Because it made a strange, guttural, instinctual sound when we mentioned peanut lime bars at some point.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're
not amazing anymore.
Got to send a woman 100 plus of those if they make that sound. That's what I thought.
It was you basically had to have a minimum order of £40 to get them delivered.
Yeah.
So you just bought £40 worth of peanut lions.
It's perfect. That's the that's what happens when you're in lockdown for a year. You just go, how can I entertain myself? Do weird stuff. Thank you very much, Farborgs 2. Thank you very much. Appreciate the sub. Any donations are going towards still the Zin Chair Fund. Her bottom and back will thank you. That's not a weird euphemism.
Thank you.
Thank
you from my bottom and my butt.
Just know
my back and my butt.
Just know where your donations are going. I'll probably have to take tax off them or something first, so get Rex in. She wants a stupidly expensive body chair or something. Although, have you looked into anything else, Sin? Have you looked into something better?
I mean, I've had a look. I haven't found anything.
Okay, so yeah, we're probably going for the embody one.
I think the one that sounded the nicest so far. Unfortunately, they don't sell in the UK. But that was the.
Let's get it imported. Let's get it airlifted over.
Temper something. I can't remember.
I mean, I've got a temper.
They don't.
Temper chair, mate.
What?
So
you've got okay. Never mind.
Angry. It's an angry chair. It's an So this video that's in the background is from CitizenCon 2019, showing off one of the missions that we'll at least have some parts of in the not too distant future is the hope. This is a mission to infiltrate and secure some data from a microtech facility. Do I need to unequip my purchased ship weapons and stuff, and all the stuff I got with Alpha UEC before 3.13 hits? I would. That's a sensible idea. We'll probably put up a little pre-patch warning / PSA that will go, when you get into the patch, bam, make sure you delete your user folder, or at least the shader folder from within that. These are things that you can do to get ready. Make sure that you unequip your items, because sometimes items on ships that you've bought or whatever can be deleted when they move across, even with the persistent database. And there could be a full wipe, though that's unlikely at the moment, or at least it hasn't been talked about. Not really related to Star Citizen per se, but have you got any idea how hard it was to implement a 64-bit system in CryEngine? I'm curious how hard it would be. It would be very hard for me. So you're talking about 64-bit positioning and that sort of stuff. I don't know. I suspect it was pretty hard to put it in. But for all your work, GSUP7, thank you very much. Appreciate the money. I like mwah. You get little money kisses. Money kisses. That's weird. I'm not going to do that anymore. No more money kisses.
What if people want money kisses?
Well, then they can pay more. You get money kisses if you pay more money. Question: when is the Hercules going to be here? So, it's supposed to be in a 3.13.x patch, so not as part of the 3.13 initial release. It could have changed now, and they might have gone, ha, we're ready for it. But it's more likely, in my opinion, that it will come out at Fleet Week at the end of May. That would be my expectation for the C2 and the M2. The A2, I believe, is currently pegged for 3.15, along with the bomb and mine mechanics as well. When do you think the Endeavour will be coming? I want to farm in space. Endeavour and the science gameplay is a very, 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 very complex, and I suspect is one of the furthest out ships when it comes to actually being completed and put in game. So, at least a couple of years. At least. Hey, Bored, do you know if subterranean habs will be possible? They are possible, yes, and the same way that they've got bunkers that are underground at the moment that are possible. You could have habs that are partially underground as well. We want to see the route that Cloud Imperium go, though, but I would almost 100% expect some form of underground habitations in the future, just because it makes sense, because it's easier for them to do just the top part of a bunker or top part of a house and have stuff underneath it. Favourite 3.13 feature. I was looking forward to spawn lockers and some other bits, but I think it might be the trolleys now. I mean, I think, Zin, are you quite excited for the dumb trolleys?
Yes.
So he's excited for the dumb trolleys. Let me show you. Let me show off a couple of things, including dumb trolleys.
I'm a bit upset because they said that you won't be able to ride them down hills.
Not in this implementation, although I'm sure we'll be able to break them to make them rideable. We're going to see a beautiful bearded man and trolleys. Okay, not necessarily in that order. So you've got these trolleys. You can put boxes on them, push them around. They're technically a vehicle as well. So it's in. You see what I was just looking at, yeah? On the screen.
Yeah.
So the trolley is moving. I think it will move down hills if we give it a bit of a push.
I think it's moving because somebody's pushing it.
No, there it's moving because someone hit it with a crate, but then it keeps on moving. Do you see? Yeah.
Maybe.
There's no one else on it. I think we can push them down hills. But they might not work properly, but we'll give it a good go.
We've seen someone on a trolley being pushed, so you can stay on the trolley while it moves.
You can definitely push them down hills, but once you release them, what do they do? And there's definitely physics going on with them. And there's lots of different types of trolley as well. There's little trolleys, medium trolleys, but you can do a lot with them. I think that's the thing. Look at this bearded beauty of a man. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. But the thing with the dupe. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show. So this is Turbulent's warm-up task for their new studio. So they were taking the Javelin smashy Javelin asset up in Daymar and doing some stuff with it. So they sort of made it into a living, breathing little outpost. With caves underneath and there's a lot going on in that location now. We don't know how and when it's going to make its way into the persistent universe, or if. I would suspect it would, in some form. I mean, this was just them to get used to stuff, and we're going to see things like this in game, especially with spawn lockers and them getting the NPCs working more on the ground and being able to actually pathfind. Expect to see lots of stuff like this for mission locations. Will things like this be salvageable? I actually don't think so. I don't think they'll have points of interest like that salvageable. Beautiful Disco Lando boy. Boop. Yeah, so I really liked that. Do you think the future flyable ships will be nameable on release, or will they have to wait? So they've basically said that any ship that's straight to flyable will come with the ability to name it and be usable. That name will be usable in game immediately. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. Does that mean that all ships that are released to flyable in game are? Well, they said straight to flyable specifically, so I have not got confirmation on that. So will the Hercules and the Tonk be nameable when you get it in 3.13? I don't think so, but I don't know. When full persistence comes in, how will CIG deal with people stacking tons of items in hallways and such? We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Why would you stack tons of items in hallways? I suppose because you can.
Because you're an annoyance.
So it's fine for people doing that because they'll be culled when you're not looking at them. There might be an importance to items as well. So if an item has no value and you start stacking it, they might actually get cleared up pretty quickly. But could you pile up a load of stuff in a corridor so that you were blocking it for defensive purposes? Potentially, actually. I mean, what's a say? If someone's boarding your ship, yeah, and you don't want to engage them in a firefight, or you do want to engage them in a firefight, what's the best thing to do? Well, near anywhere where they could breach, put a loads of explosive cargo, and when they go behind it to hide, to use it as cover, shoot the explosive cargo and watch them explode. Like, I mean, that might be a thing. I always wondered why those explosive barrels were all over Doom. It's because they went, they'll hide behind them. Thank you very much, Jericho Pliskin. Pliskin? Thank you very much. Discount money kiss, please. Mwah. This little cheeky one. Little cheeky one. Why has this become a thing? This is weird. Bro, how much is in this chair? About £1,000.
Brand new.
She doesn't want me to get her a second-hand one either. How ridiculous is that? Someone might have died in it.
No, it's more so just the...
Half price. Half price for someone dying in the chairs
how good it is.
Maybe they died because it was so comfortable.
Maybe.
Do you think about that? Will Starlifters be dockable? They don't have a docking collar on them, as far as I'm aware. So I don't think they are planned to dock to ship to station docking. I think they will just land. Do people still care about the empty nothing burger patches CIG is releasing? What? I think so. I think people are quite excited for 3.13. And we don't know the full extent of the content until it's in our hands. But, I mean, the development of the game's slow in general. And that is true. What do you think CIG could do or change in-game outside of dynamic events to get players playing together in some way? Have the reputation system work out some group stuff, have more difficult missions, and scalable missions that are much more specifically for groups, and missions that can only be completed in groups because you need to time stuff or do stuff in combined arms ways. Obviously, the dynamic events and the larger scale things like that are important, but they're just missions to me for the most part. And just generally more stuff to do and more gameplay loops will mean that people want to work together, because once you have pirates attacking regularly, because NPCs keep on intercepting stuff. You'll want to have escorts for mining ships and cargo ships and things like that. So more gameplay, better, and multi-crew gameplay. More of that, please. The Aeron is comfortable enough to never leave. I mean, my Helen Miller Aeron's pretty good. Has your GPUs arrived yet? No, they haven't. It's the sickness as well. No. And you'll see in the video announcing the fact you won a ship. I think it was the Mercury Star and you won, probably. That makes sense. That I'm grumpy about my CPU and GPU not being here yet. I mean, I'm always going to be grumpy about it. God damn it. Just how intelligent do we expect NPCs to behave eventually? I mean, they're not going to be, like, super intelligent. Players are going to be better. I think that's what they wanted. However, there is going to be a scale of them. There are going to be ace pilots and things like that. They are effectively going to have stats, the NPCs. So they're going to scale. I've got the 5800X, but I can't get a GPU to save my life. I know, mate. It's harder in the UK. In my opinion, actually. I don't actually have anything to back that up. I'm assuming it's harder in the UK to get GPUs. I want my 3080, which I paid for a long time ago, in a galaxy far away.
What do you think will come first, your GPU or your birthday?
My birthday. That's not... So, I think middle of April, I'm thinking now, for my GPU. And once it comes, I'm then going to roast the company that didn't provide it very fast. There's two different companies. Well, we've got two large-scale outlets in the UK for computer hardware. One's got my GPU, one's got my CPU, and both have been terrible. Both have been genuinely terrible. With keeping me up to date, with fulfilling my order, and I know the one with my GPU is been a bit scummy in the fact that I bought my GPU within a few seconds of it going live on their site, yeah, and I got it at their original sort of RRP price of £650, which is an incredibly cheap price for a 3080 now because they've inflated so much. People that ordered after me with their inflated prices of like 700, 800, 900 pounds have got their orders already from that company, but not me. Not me, on their one of the first people on their pre-order list. Just saying. I'm not going to name and shame them until they've provided me my products, and then I will. That's if either of them are listening, which I doubt because a corporate entity probably can't listen specifically. Please still deliver them. I still want them. Don't just go, oh, let's just not deliver it to him. He won't complain then. He won't complain, but they do it like anonymously. No, please. Yeah, Dan, that is coming. I mean, I also want to double check to make sure that is the case because I've only been told by someone else, although I'm pretty sure that it's accurate. And it makes sense as well. So I do want to check that. But I mean, I ordered them in, I think it was September, October. Each of these CPU, GPU, CPU, still not here. Ordered them when they were in stock. It's oh. I didn't promise that I wouldn't rage today at my CPUs, so deal with it. What else have we got? Corsair timeline. We don't have any extra information on the Corsair yet. I do get asked a lot, but we don't know. Do you think we'll see Theatres of War anytime soon? I am led to believe, / me and Zin are led to believe, and if she listens to some of the stuff that I talk about, she may or may not, that she's NDA'd for, that it will be, as soon as 3.13 quietens down slightly after its live release, then they are planning to do Theatres of War testing pretty soon after that. So, as part of the 3.13 branch, we should see Theatres of War testing, probably just for Evocardi to start with, though. Almost certainly just for Evocardi to start with. Also wondering what would happen to ship name if a lost ship is not reclaimed in time or uninsured ship is destroyed. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about ship naming. So we know some stuff about ship naming, and then I'm going to ask Zin her opinions on a couple of things, but I'll make it very clear, Zin, so you don't have to pay much attention. So if you want to name your ship, starting from today, some people can name their ships. Yeah? So let me bring up this on the screen. That's Jareth's face. So if you have a 600i, an 890 jump, a hammerhead, a reclaimer, a mercury starrun, or a carrack, you will be able to, starting from today, name your ship. If you were an original concept pledger, when it first went on concept sale, so the day it went on concept sale, the week or two it went on concept sale, if you bought during that period and haven't melted the pledge and reclaimed it or whatever, bam, and you haven't touched that pledge, you haven't upgraded it or whatever, then you can name one of those ships today. Ships are first come, first serve. Ships? Names are first come, first serve. And the only way you can get that name back in the pool is if that ship is upgraded to another ship, is deleted, or the person changes the name again. Yeah? So that's an interesting thing. And we'll talk about why that's more interesting in a second. But also golden ticket holders, so some of the first few people that backed the game, golden ticket holders and that sort of stuff, will also be able to name their ships. Cool. And then it goes in waves, ending on wave 4. So it's every week, every Monday, a new wave, ending on wave 4, where the 2019, 2020, and 2021 pledges all are able to then name their ships if they haven't previously in one of the other waves. So, like wave 2, that's concierge and some of the early pledges as well. But to name your ship, you go on the website, on the RSI website, and then literally in your hangar, you should be able to name it there with the naming tag. So it's only those 6 ships to start with, and then you'll be able to see the names in 3.13. We know they're going to be written on the side of the ship. We know there's also going to be a serial number on the side of the ship. Will you be able to see the name of the ship in the UI in some way? Almost certainly in the future. Probably in 3.13, but we don't know for sure. Ship names, you can have spaces in the names. Okay? You can have dashes in the names, but you can't have double dash or double space in a row, and you can't have spaces or dashes outside of the name. Yes, it has to be inside, between letters, if you see what I mean. So, they've got to conform. They can't be swear words. They've got to conform to the terms of servers. And all future straight-to-flyable ships will also come with the ability to do that, to name them. Eventually, you'll have in-game naming, sort of all done in-game, but we don't know when. And more ships will get this rolled out to them in the future as well. So if your name's inappropriate, they'll remove the name. So bear that in mind. If it's like terribly racist, then you'll probably get banned. So bear that in mind. You can send a ship to someone else, so via the gifting system, and the name will keep with the hull. So it will literally keep with the package until you rename it or you upgrade it. If you upgrade, that removes the ship's name. But not if you gift. And that is the main stuff that's going on with ship names. So it is first come, first serve. Every hull must have a unique name. So you can only have one 100i called the Pooninator. Let's say. What a lovely name.
I don't think that would be acceptable.
That might not be acceptable, and CIG will reserve the right to remove that. So you might only have one called Pew Pew. Okay, we've got a 100i called the Pew Pew. You could have another ship called the Pew Pew, the 600i called the Pew Pew. Yeah, you can probably have different hulls from the same series called the Pew Pew. So the 125A and 135C. They can each be called the Pew Pew. But you can only have one of each. So no one else can call their 100i Pew Pew after I've called mine Pew Pew. Do you see what I mean? Now, there are issues here. Okay? And this is what I want to talk to Zin about. Because me and DC and Zin were talking about this the other day. We had quite good sort of conversation. Will these names, I'm going to pose a load of questions to start with. Will these names be used, grabbed, and then sold on the grey market with ships? Yeah? And if they are, will CIG step in? Because I don't think they will, but we'll talk about that in a second. How much annoyance is this going to cause to people that don't get the name they want? And people sort of like taking names that maybe they don't want, but because they want to hold on to them because they have more value. how many of these names will become leet speak names and just become like really deformed by leet speak? And also, can't we just put spaces in the name and have Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, or whatever? And also, can't I just name my ship my clan tag and then my name? And I think that that's actually a really good way of being able to have Test Squadron or BoredGamer or whatever org you're in, your org name and then your ship name. Bam. Put that in. You know at a glance, if that's on the UI, who's who. You know that they're in your org. If someone turning up that might not be an enemy yet, but if you're doing an event, you're like, who's this guy? This guy isn't in my org because he hasn't got his ship name named this. I think that's a really good thing. But what do you think, Sin? What do you think this is gonna? Do you think this is gonna cause drama because people aren't getting the name they want? Let's start with that question.
I mean, obviously, people are going to get annoyed if they can't get the name they want. Lots of people get annoyed for the smallest of things when it comes to Star Citizen, I found. There will always be people who will get annoyed.
Do you think it's a fair way of doing the waves system, though?
Yes, I think that's a very fair way of doing it currently.
So, are you in the opinion that that unique names per hull are a good idea or a bad idea? Or would you allow people to name the ship whatever they want, even if there's already someone with that name?
I think I'd rather see unique names.
Yeah.
However, like people have said, and I kind of agree, but I'm not. It's not as strong. Like I don't feel strongly about it, but I do think that it's not that there's an inability to have unique names. I mean, not to have people could have multiple enterprises and for the same hull. Say, that's possible. The ship is not going to be defined by the name. The ship is technically defined by the serial.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so
it's not technically. This is not CIG going. Oh, we're unable to have you guys have duplicate names.
Yeah, they can have it if they wanted to, but they've decided not to.
They've decided not to.
They want the ship names to be more meaningful and to have more weight.
Possibly,
so,
yeah.
The thing from that was, in the future, when ships get blown up, yeah, a named ship gets blown up, and you reclaim that ship, yeah, that ship's going to have a different serial number, I would suspect, because it's a different ship, technically, yeah? Does that mean the name is destroyed in the future when the ship is destroyed? And do you think that's a... Because, okay, so let's pose this as a thing. So if that happens, then people will put out hits on named ships because they want that name. And they'll be like... And then the people that are attacking the ship will go, right, are you ready to name your ship? Because we're about to attack the guy that's called the Enterprise. Yeah? And then, bam, it gets destroyed, renamed.
So well, the thing... I can see that could be a possibility. But I think because of the way it works, you name your ship via your hangar. And
so in the short term, it's done via the website at the moment.
Yeah.
The hangar on the website. And I'm talking about in the future, once we have full persistence, once the game's live. A lot of what ifs. We're not saying this is exactly how the thing will be. We're saying, what if it is like this?
But yes, that would be amusing if you could literally just blow up somebody's ship and then take their name. Yeah,
it would have to be well organised because you'd only have a very short time to get it. The other thing is that maybe the ship name would also be insured.
Possibly, yeah.
What else did we have that we were talking about with this? Are you okay with people just having total elite speak names? Just put ones and numbers in their name?
I think it's, to a point, I think it's stupid. Really, as I said before, I would like to see people wanting to come up with unique names, with new names for their ships, not wanting to copycat anything.
Oh, and
that's what I'd like to see.
I like this as well. This is a robbery. Hand over your name. That's a really interesting point. I mean, it depends on how you can change your names. If you can do it without being in a hangar. If you can do it just on the fly, then people would go, relinquish your name or destroy you. Oh man, there's certainly some dumb things that could happen from it, and yeah, it's the naming system at the moment is a short-term implementation for it, and Cloud Imperium basically Xylo said the other day, look, we're not afraid to try new things. This is something that a road we want to go down and explore. We want to get this in game as a feature, and we might change it in the future, but we're not afraid to do it like this because at least it's in game at that point. But I also think we're going to see, and I hope we see, and I think it's quite a clever idea to see people name org name then their ship name, until we actually have org names as part of identification and as part of the UI anyway. And that's assuming that we can actually see the ship names on UI in the short. Zinterprise. There you are, Zin. You've got a new Enterprise name ships.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Your name's dumb, Edward.
Yep.
Your name's dumb. I've got a question here which I'll answer quick before potentially jumping back to what we were talking about before. Has there been any talk about holsters or carrying small arms on clothing? Tired of wearing a flight suit and everywhere just to be combat ready? So, when you have physical inventory in the future, I suspect that they're going to start to try and encourage you to not wear your combat gear all the time. Because maybe it will reduce your just stamina, maybe it will make you hungrier, maybe maybe it will actually deteriorate using that item. The more you wear that suit, the quicker it deteriorates and things like that. But I'm really looking forward to ship names. But do you think, Sin, that people will sell these ships on the grey market on Reddit and named
for sure?
So, and do you think that that will actually garner quite a large price, or do you think people won't be too keen on spending extra for that, or do you think there's always a market because capitalism?
There's always somebody who wants to buy and is willing to spend above the odds to get something if they want it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is there's always someone, unfortunately. I'd hate to see it be a thing, but it's so going to be a thing.
Yeah. And I'm also interested to see what CIG deems inappropriate that isn't obviously inappropriate. We know they don't want you to name them like after Chris Roberts or CIG staff members. And will that? I wonder if that will extend to all famous people as well.
Possibly.
Because that's Can I call one BoredGamer? Can someone else call one BoredGamer that's not me? Like, there's weird ones. Can I call one Coca-Cola? It's a brand name. There's some weird things that I don't know yet, but I'm looking forward to all the drama that occurs from it.
I'm interested to see their reasoning behind not allowing staff member names and stuff like that.
Maybe it's doxing or close to. Giving a full name,
really?
maybe. Yeah, it's not, but I mean, it's some information. What's the other thing that we were talking about the other day? So starter ships. This is one of the concerns that Deathcore, Sin's partner, had. He basically said, the problem with starter ships and naming is that because the amount of starter ships there will be in game eventually, because they'll be relatively cheap and people will probably have quite a lot of starter ships using them as shuttles and that sort of stuff, and there'll be hundreds of them around. Every name will be taken if you wanted to name your ship. And you could argue, well, you really want to start inspiring names for larger ships, and you don't have to name your ship. But it's a good point. Like, how many people, how quickly are all the good names and all the common names going to be sat on? And then you have to think of these like quite complex names. But then even some of the complex names get taken. So I don't want to spend like half an hour trying to work out how to name my starter ship. Maybe I shouldn't name my starter ship. Sort of. And how excited are people about naming ships as well? Like, it's a cool thing. Do you care that much? Do you care, Sin? I'm going to go to the toilet while you say if you care.
I'm not really bothered. I mean, I haven't really got anything I can name at the moment, so I'll just have to wait and see.
I'm on my way back. Hi. Oh, right. And also, did you read the thing where they basically said future straight to flyable ships will have the ability to name them immediately? Do you think that also means any new ships that go to flyable, or do you think straight to flyable was specifically means straight to flyable?
I don't know. Well, I would have to read the statement.
Okay.
And yeah.
I think it is too vague. Well, it says straight to flyable, so probably not ships that just go flyable in the short term. However, more and more ships will get this. It could be even part of the 3.13 branch that more and more ships could get it. But at the moment, it is just, as I said, starting today and over the next 3 weeks. Wave 4 being on the 22nd. We've got the 600i, 890 jump, Hammerhead, Reclaimer, Mercury Star Runner, and Carrack. And I think the Carrack only got put on there because people were like, but McCurrack!
Yeah.
Which was fair enough, to be honest.
It was not with the original list.
5, yeah. But yeah, ship names potentially meaningful and personal. Interesting to know if in the future when they blow up and the name goes with them, and you have to quickly rename your ship, but maybe you'll be able to get insurance for that. They want all these sort of things and customization options to be meaningful and important. So ship names, everyone. 3.13, that's when you're going to see them. But only on those 6 ships to start with. And more in the future, but we don't know when. Right, let's have a look at questions again. Can I name my ship Orion? Yes, I think you can name all of your ships different ship names as well. I suppose you could call your Orion a Mercury Star Runner in the future and things like that. Why not? IP addresses for ship names. I think that would be inappropriate.
127.0.0.1.
Oh, I could have my Bitcoin wallet address as my name. People can send, please send money. Yeah, there's some dumb stuff you could probably do with ship names, and I'll try and work some of them out. Because I'm the dumb person to work this stuff out. It's a 2-parter question. Thank you very much, Jericho. What would you name a Saber Raven? Blackout or something like that's probably quite a good name for EMP ships. Something like that. Something going with its EMP and stealthy vibe. And how would you fix this beautiful shitheap of a ship? So, really like the Saber Raven. I really like the way it looks. It will get balanced in the future, and once we have EMPs and E-warfare working properly, and signals and radars and stuff, it will come into its own. So, in the future, it will be useful, but I'm fine with it being underpowered, personally, because it's a promo ship. Okay, I'm fine with it being not as good as a Saber that's outfitted, or being very niche. The worst thing would be if it was best in class at something. You're like, it's a promo ship. Like, there's only a few of them. Kolzari, whatever you, thank you. Dutsky Gaming, thank you very much for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. A star. I'm in the middle of 3D printing a huge Drake Caterpillar. Do you think that was a smart choice? I'll buy one off you, Poseidon. Poseidon, send one to me. I think it was a smart choice. Paint it. Or at least, yeah, paint it as well. Do you think there will be another wipe? There will be wipes in the future. Do I think there's going to be a wipe for 3.13? I don't believe there will be. Cloud Imperium have not said there will be. Doesn't mean there won't be. How many tonks and or ballistas can the C2 Hercules hold? I'm not sure about the ability to hold a ballista in the Hercules, to be honest. I haven't actually worked out the dimensions of that. The C2 can hold 2 tonks, as can the M2. The C2 can hold 2 tonks and cargo. Which ship should I buy with a budget of $700? Why do you have $700 to spend on spaceships, you monster, Herman? We're supposed to be in the middle of a global recession and pandemic. But no. You're supposed to be giving that money kindly to Zin's butt and back fund. No. So, $700 budget. Perseus? I mean, depends on exactly what gameplay you want. I'd get stuff in game. Buy a better rig. That's my first suggestion. Buy a better rig. And get the stuff in game. Herman, get a cutlass and spend the rest on GameStop stock, not financial advice. Thank you, Merritt Jericho. I appreciate that. Anyone? Oh, Stormfire, mate. Hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you for 35 months of subbing to me. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, sir. Hope you're doing well. We'll have to chat at some point. We never probably chat, Storm. Anyone in Liverpool know a decent plumber? My sink is fuzzed, and some guy just quoted me £130. It's probably call-out costs. That's probably about right. Did you manage to poke CIG and find out if the naming of flight-ready ships will include the C2 and M2? No, because they haven't made a statement on it yet. I have poked them. We're not sure if it's straight to flyable ships or flight-ready ships. It said straight to flyable in their original thing, so bear that in mind. That would imply that the M2 and C2 are not immediately nameable. Ward, do you think they're going to correct trading before 3.13? Yes, I do. I suspect that it has been a tweak that they've wanted to put in, because otherwise we can't really do cargo trading properly, and that's just a shame. Regarding trade and quantity dynamic economy, regarding trade and quantity dynamic economy, what might we see in 3.13? Economy rebalance fixed so that ships can accept much more in the way of quantity of goods, and we're about to sell it and buy. We do know that they're working on time and fee-based stuff for docking, undocking, loading, unloading, so bear that in mind. Unequipable items, yes, unequipable items. Was Zin able to get her chair? She has not ordered the chair yet. I'm still giving money to the chair. What do you currently want to do? What do you currently do in the PU for enjoyment? Mess around with orgs, doing silly operations and things. Looking for Xenothreat was the last time I had real good fun in the game. Looking forward to messing around with trolleys now though, and just generally the start of the 3.13 cycle. What do I want to see more or less of? More events, more reasons to play the game and jump in and get involved. What other capitals do you think we will get as a pacifier until Squadron 42 comes? They're going to be making a load of the ships. I'm not sure. The Polaris is probably the next big ship we'll get, I would expect. Polaris, Banner Merchantman, potentially Kraken after that, question mark? Do you expect CIG to release additional mining ships in the future? Yes, and modules and modularity so other ships can do mining, would be my expectation. Do you know what will be the reward of reputation ranks? Different for different factions, missions, and mission givers. I'm expecting bonuses to the amount of money that you occasionally get rewarded when you complete a mission, access to high rank missions, potentially money off certain items and gear, and access to certain items and gear. Maybe skin rewards. Would you be annoyed if I kept asking you about science missions until they actually come out? No, it's fine, Del. We're waiting on more science-based things. And there's going to be lots and lots of little tiny missions, like even harvestables, potentially, scanning and all this sort of little tiny bits, which will eventually lead into science mechanics when they all come together. But it's a while out. Trolleys better work like they do in Death Stranding. Nice. So in the first iteration of them, they basically said we couldn't push them down hills and let them run down hills by themselves, but I'm sure we can break that. The RSO Apollo isn't on the map, even though medical gameplay is definitely on the roadmap. Any ideas why? So it's a smaller scale medical gameplay to start with. So it's going to be additions to the player status system, probably downed and bleeding out, and a third-person medical equipment. So you're going to have a module for your multi-tool, and you're going to have a bespoke, well, a dedicated medical tool as well, separate to that, and that will allow you to heal other people and treat other people. That's the sort of medical gameplay we're getting in the near future, and then hospitals as well. I'm looking forward to trolleys. I think it's going to be stupid and dumb, but it's like the Grey Cat buggies all over again. Have they mentioned how ship naming will be handled if the ship is in a package? No, they haven't. I'm expecting it to just get the tag underneath it so that you can name it just as any other ship. Hi, Bored. Hope you and your family are well. I'm wondering about the Hull series. I know that we are expecting the Hull C soonish. They're also working on the Hull A and B. Wondering when you thought the Hull D and E will be out. End of next year at the earliest. Like, I suspect a bit longer. Do you think we'll get some food that we can consume with our helmets on? I don't think so, although there might be like a syringe we might be able to take. Like a quick IV syringe thing that might briefly top up our food and water, maybe? It's the sort of thing you might get. Love your show. Should Star Citizen make an arena that caters for starter ships? So an area, maybe you said, actually. Arena, area, same difference, eh? I would expect to see starter missions and for each of the roles in-game, and the starter areas, the places you start in-game, if you've just got to start a ship, to cater for a variety of missions for your ship. So you should get those starter areas, potentially a mixture of organically and the way that the sort of like the game pushes content onto you, but it's down to CIG to cater for that properly. I hate all the exclusivity of the names. I think a lot of people do. So I had this idea, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. What if the names aren't unique, but people who are owned any names should be able to get their own customized serial number? Oh, I see. So you customize your nameplate, but anyone can have. Much of a muchness. I think it's. No, you probably shouldn't be able to customize your ship serial number. That's probably a reason they've got that, like legally. Sort of in law. I think you should be able to have several Mercury Star Runners named the Millennium Falcon because they would have a unique serial number. Okay, that's basically what me and Sin were talking about. Technically, they could allow that, but it appears they've decided not to allow that. Do you know? And we talked about reputation ranks. Have you heard what time CIG plans on starting Wave 1 for ship names? That is a good point. No, I have not. I would expect around, well, between now and 8 PM UTC, so 4 PM, between 4 PM and 8 PM UTC.
Sometime today.
Probably sometime in the next 4 hours, because that's the sort of time that they do stuff like this.
You said doo-doo.
So did you.
Yeah, because you said it.
No, but you didn't have to say it, though, did you? I had to say it. Can we name ships purchased in-game? No. Not yet. None of those ships, even the 6 ships, can be named in-game yet. It's only pledged ships currently. What do you think about that, Sin? Do you not care so much, or do you think it's okay that only?
I think it's interesting. I think it would. I think if, because obviously I assume they will allow all ships to be nameable at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you buy a ship in game, you would then have to buy the ability to name it, whether that be in game or with like $5 or $10 or however much.
No.
For it.
No real money. No real money for names. I'm very, very against that. I think.
Well, I wouldn't do it personally, but I think they should at least offer it in game.
Yeah, I want it in game, and I like the idea that it costs in game credits as part of customization systems because you want the name written on your ship, and you're registering the ship under that name. Should CIG delete player ship names that have been found to be inappropriate? Yes, but and they say they're going to. Doesn't matter if they've paid. Well, doesn't matter if they've got early pledges or whatever.
I would assume it would be a case of when they find someone who's named something that they don't agree with or whatever, but hasn't been on their blacklist, they will obviously delete that name and then add it so that nobody else can then pick up on that name.
I call my ship Elite Dangerous. Yeah? Or Elite Dangerous is better. XXX. Do you think is that inappropriate?
I don't think it's inappropriate. And I think it would be very bad form for them to go, no, you can't have that.
What about calling it Smerit Dirk? I can't work out how to do letters backwards. But yeah, inappropriate names. They people that do them. People that think, oh, should I get away with this? Nope. Well, you might. Who knows? We don't. I would need to dive deeper, not just into the terms of service. We need to know what CIG consider inappropriate names. So they need a full statement, which they don't have. They've got a vague statement of stuff we think is inappropriate, terms of service, and you can't name them after CIG devs. But there's obviously there needs to be something a bit more affirmative.
Because they're essentially like I said, it would be bad form for them to say you can't have your ship be called Elite Dangerous is better. But they technically reserve the right to go, no, you're not allowed that.
Got some plumber talk in the chat.
Is that about that sink again?
Yeah, it's about that sink. 80 quid should be the call out fee. Apparently. I don't know. I'm not asked a plumber. Because I do it myself. And then I need to buy a new sink afterwards after I've done it. I have a Drake Cutlass Black. I've upgraded the weapons. Is there a bug that won't let you use missiles? Yes, there are bugs at the moment. Sometimes you can't lock on properly. The missiles have changed, though. A lot of people just don't realise they've changed. So you need to be within certain ranges and stuff. Do you think with ship-to-ship docking, we will see drone gameplay being worked on? I mean, okay, so the Constellation to P-52 docking, yeah, part of that could be a step towards drone gameplay for sure. Did I miss the ship giveaway for Feb? We have a winner for it, yes. Which I've forgotten his name again. What was his name? Sin? Something Sin? Sin?
The Sickness.
The Sickness. Why do I think it was Zin? Sin.
I don't know. Because you're obsessed with me.
Oh. Oh. In the most creepy way. No, that's not. Let's not do the Apex stuff. Got a mate called Kit. We play a lot of games with. You might have seen her on the channel occasionally. Well, at least on my live stream. She likes weird voices and dumb jokes. And I do lots of dumb characters and creepy characters when we play Apex. One day you might see them.
Creepy characters.
I'm very good at creepy characters. No, you're the one that said you're very good at being creepy.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It was the shoes comment the other day, wasn't it?
Yes.
Let me take your shoes. I want to smell them. It's just little surprises. Oh man. I mean, one day I'll let all the voices in my head out. We'll do it for the stream, maybe.
See your true colours.
Well, it's just there's not been a reason to have all my random characters that I make up for you guys come out in videos, but maybe they will be. Once we have a bit more gameplay for Star Citizen, I think I can do like these characters in game. So look forward to that in the future. I have a menagerie of weird in my head. Regarding medical gameplay, will there be the ability to give ourselves IV fluids after a long night of drinking? Oh, we're sort of betting on space game stocks. Okay, so there may be medical items that allow us to clean our blood or get a boost to food and water very briefly. Someone says 6 PM UK time, okay? So UTC. Apologies have answered. Our ship name is going to be rolled out model by model. So 6 ships today. They're going to be nameable, and then in the future, more. But we don't have the schedule for the future ones. And the way it's naming people today, if you're a golden ticket holder, which is very few people, or you are an original concept ship, you bought the ship during its original concept sale. You didn't melt it and then rebuy it. You didn't upgrade it. Then you will be able to name it today. And it's the Hammerhead, the 600i, the 890 Jump, the Carrack, the Mercury Star Runner, and another ship. What's the other ship I'm missing?
So what did you say? The 600i, 890 Jump, Mercury Star Runner, Hammerhead,
Reclaimer, and the Reclaimer.
Reclaimer. Yeah.
I think I've got a original Reclaimer. I think I've got an original Mercury Star Runner. Do I have any of the others original? I think I melted my Carrack and then bought a new Carrack and upgraded a different package to a Carrack. So I'm not sure when that is. That's annoying. That's the ship I'd probably want to name the most.
Done goofed.
Oh, that's what I'll call it. Done goofed. That's probably going to be taken now, isn't it? Shippy McShipface will go immediately for every ship. You know that. Because people are dumb.
Rubbish name for a ship, I'm sorry. I appreciate the joke at the time, but if you call your ship Shippy McShipface, you're dumb.
Zin?
Yes.
I think ships should actually be locked to names, and then I'm going to start gifting you ships called Shippy McShipface. Because that will be perfect if you have to call it that. Now, you got the question wrong. CIG should delete the player's ship, like an 890 Jump that's just called F off. Should CIG delete the 890 Jump from the player's account? No! Just the ship name. If they break terms of service regularly, and they've got like some sort of something that is terribly inappropriate, then you give them a warning as well. If they keep on doing it, then you ban them.
They'll lose their account and they'll lose all the ships.
Yeah. Well, if you get banned and you've spent a load of money in the game, and they still haven't provided you the ships yet, I suspect you could probably get a refund or arbitration for refund. But I will cover that if that happens and becomes relevant. I apologise. I've just joined you here, Board. I thought there were only 5 ships named. There's 6 now. Yes, so the Carrack got added. If you could have any new feature in Star Citizen right now, what would it be? It doesn't have to be something on the roadmap. Base building? There'd be a huge amount of stuff to do with base building. Loads of stuff to do in game. But really, I just want everything to come together.
Org features, org stuff
Yeah.
in the game.
Org features would be amazing for the game because it would get people playing it and orgs grouping up and being able to organise themselves a lot better. Make the game much more multiplayer. Are these naming features only restricted during alpha or when the game comes out? The restrictions to names will almost certainly be the same, though they might have tweaked them slightly. The restrictions of only being able to name it to ships you've paid for and on the website, yes, that will change in the future for sure. If you get banned, you shouldn't get a refund. So I would argue that you should certainly be able to take it to arbitration or court because you're entitled to your day in court if you believe you are wronged. But I think that's an interesting question in general. Should you get a refund if you're banned? Well, it depends what you're banned for, maybe. Wish 500 plus player servers. Yeah, I know, right? When do I think the Corsair will come out? End of next year at the earliest. It's hard to say. The A2 is so ridiculously overpriced as a ship. Come on. Will Star Wars names be copyrighted? No. So you can't copyright names like that, as far as I'm aware. If anything is inappropriate because for some reason it is, because I'm not 100% sure, so bear with me. Something's inappropriate, or you can't name it like that, then CIG will step in and to remove it. But why would Millennium Falcon? I'm pretty sure Disney does not own the rights for the words Millennium and Falcon separately. I could call myself Millennium Falcon as well, I think, IRL. Probably. Even though I did law at university, I am still not, especially IP law and stuff like that, I'm certainly not fully apprised of that. I thought I read that orgs will also have reputations separate and apart from players. Is this true? Originally, that's what they said. They said that a while ago, yes. So your org will be influenced by the players in it and their reputations and what they do, but also will have its own separate reputation. If your character permadies, what happens to the pledge ships? It gets transferred to your next of kin in-game, which will be another character you create. You can't copyright game names. Oh, I've played an MMO and I was forced to change my name several times because my name used Blizzard names or character names and they claimed copyright. I don't know for sure. But I also think it might be down a bit to the game in question. And they go, is it more trouble than it's worth? Any speculation on fixing how the way my Hangar website represents CCUs? I hate my character shows up as a rock and only identified as a character in the description area below. So I've got a mod on mine that was made by... Is it Alaran? That sorts my ships out much better on the website. I'll go and check to see if it's still being supported properly by him. There is a Chrome attachment for Hangar management that I was using. With Lucasfilm removing exclusivity to EA for Star Wars, do you know if CIG is considered making a Star Wars game? I don't think they've got enough money to make a Star Wars game. I mean, the IPs are ridiculously expensive.
They've got enough time.
Yeah, indeed.
They haven't even made one game.
They haven't. They've got 2 in the pipelines. They haven't made 1.
3.
Oh my god. 4, technically. Maybe 5 by your standards. But I think that they will probably want modding for Star Citizen still, and you might get total conversions and private servers, and someone will make a Battlestar Galactica, someone will make a Star Wars mod, for sure.
No, not this guy again. How did I get here? How do I unsubscribe? I am only on Twitch for the e-girls.
You're only on Twitch for the e-girls, Premier Boris. Well, me too. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that sub. You don't unsubscribe. You only subscribe more. Oh, plan on naming my Mercury Star Runner the Freddie Mercury Star Runner. Nice. Freddie Mercury. I like it. I like that name. Star Wars license only costs you 15 mil. Pfft, we can do one as a pledge goal. As like a donation goal. Come on, guys. If you ever pledge 15 million to me, I'm taking the money and going, and just so you know. Running off into the distance, mate. Am I the only one who can't customize the 300i? You should be able to customize it from the website. So maybe? Do you think a medic could install cybernetics onto themselves or another player? So, they've talked about having cybernetics and that sort of stuff in-game. Originally, it was supposed to be purely aesthetic or to show that your character had been injured and damaged. So I'm not sure if that's going to change. Do you get them installed? Could you be upgraded? Potentially. If they want to have that sort of gameplay? Potentially. Plastic Death, thank you very much, sir. Good grief, this chair is expensive. I know!
He was so mad when I said, I want a new chair. Could you possibly sort it out for me?
Because you want a ridiculously expensive one. Equal Love, what are the chances of the names not being permanent if CIG need to backtrack? So, Cloud Imperium reserved the right to change their system and evolve it. And basically, Xylo said earlier that. Well, actually, let me read you Xylo's statement. Hi all, we've been monitoring feedback closely, including the direct messages we've received, both from the community and internally at CIG. We have many avid and passionate citizens on staff, of course, so the team gets plenty of internal feedback as well. We've seen many love the proposed name functionality, but also many who don't. With this one, it's clear that either route is going to be met with some resistance of some kind. Ultimately, the path of unique per hull naming was chosen as our preference. The opportunity to build a legend for your ship and become recognizable in the verse carries value to us. With it is the true... While it is true that ships will also have serial IDs, we don't believe that this carries the same weight as an identifier in player-to-player specific scenarios. We'd much rather an infamous player vessel become known as the Emerald Dragon rather than EX642531. At this stage of development, we're not afraid to try, test, explore different avenues, and as always, we will see and process all the feedback from our community, whether it's flight models, CitizenCon digital tickets, or even how ship naming functions. Nothing is immune to iteration that we so often talk about. With that in mind, we are monitoring the healthy discussion within the community, and will continue to take your feedback into account. So, they might change it in the future. Simples. Read above, we just had Disney reps contact us and are currently changing character names that are all Star Wars related and are just doing it for any name if it's in a movie or a book just to be safe. Okay. So, apparently character name, you might not be able to name your stuff after Squadron 42. No, Star Wars, that's the one. Character names. Okay. Any name that is copyrighted, you cannot use in another game. Okay, I'll probably make a video on that then, and I'll check out the full what is a name that you would or wouldn't be able to allowed to use? Are you allowed to do change someone's name very slightly and use it a parody name? I suppose you are, because that's what a lot of people get away with. Like Spiffing Brit has Rihanna Keeves, doesn't he, and all his stuff to probably avoid things like that. But I suppose, yeah, maybe you just change it slightly for parody names. Are you allowed to call something the Millennium Falcon? Is that slightly different because it's not a character name? It's a ship name?
See, that's the thing, like, because I was just thinking about that, because you've got certain ship names like the Enterprise, which technically Star Trek cannot copyright that name. That name literally comes from ships, like vessels.
HMS
like,
Enterprise.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah.
So that, I guess that would be available, but like Millennium Falcon, that is kind of only existing in Star Wars universe.
So yeah, the Merrick says before earlier, what are your thoughts on naming ships like Serenity and Millennium Falcon? A game I'm involved with right now just had to do a pass on player names to remove names like Han Solo, etc., due to copyright laws. So is it possible that those names will not be available? That's a really good point. So I don't know the full legalities behind that yet. I think it says Acrylium Fulcrum, Millennium Falkhorn. Nice. Millennial Foghorn?
But I kind of agree with that statement of people should want to create their own unique names and make their own, like, make a name for them, as it were.
It's going to be hard to come up with a unique name, though, isn't it? That means something to you.
Well,
I'm going to call my Enterprise Millennium Falcon. Just put all of them together, mate. If I upgraded my Carrack with a C8X, will I be able to name it today? Oh, good question. I don't know if that just adds the ship to the game package, or if it affects the game package and would change its upgrade date. I don't know. I would edge on the side of caution. What's your ship name? And his Star Citizen referral code. Nice. Have you tried Outriders yet? What do you think? It was okay. It was like a newer version of Division. I quite liked it. I thought it was alright. I'll play it a little tiny bit more. Me and Kit played it. And we thought it was nothing special. But I will continue to play it, see if there's something, because I've only done one of the side quests with Chang. And I'll see what else is going on. It was fun. The gunplay was good, and looked pretty good. I'll play it some more, see what it's like. When can I name my Orion? We don't know. Not for a while. Not that it's relevant until the Orion is available in game to use. Any word on CIG expanding the character set for naming ships in the future? Example, Xi'an, Banu, or Japanese. Oh, so it's ASCII at the moment, and they haven't made a statement on anything else. How's it going to deal with foreign languages is a very good question. So we learned I don't know shit about IP and naming things after Star Wars stuff. Can't do it, apparently. Maybe can. I don't know. Captain Pickard. Nice. Should I buy a Fender guitar or buy more Star Citizen ships? Buy the guitar. Your name's Guitars and Ammo. Buy the guitar. Wasn't there talk a long while about naming ships and CIG saying they would do ship name interior plaques? Oh, maybe there was. I vaguely remember that as well. We will be checking out Valheim in the future. I'm waiting for CD keys for it. A couple of our mates have done a playthrough of it already, and they said it was great. So, Mammalian Falcon. What ship or ships will you pair with a Carrack for $155?
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Missed the first part.
Prospector?
I really want to sell names for ships. Like a reservation before anyone can name their ship, or does everyone have to pay?
So no, currently Narek, no, the CIG are not selling names for ships. Everyone will be able to name their ships in the future. When you back a concept ship in the future, it looks like you'll be able to name that ship. And when ships go straight to flyable, you'll be able to name those ships immediately. That's what it looks like. They're not selling the ability to name ships. That's not a thing. In the future, they might charge for you to change your name on a ship, but I'd probably be against that as well. I don't really want money and ships to be in the same, and ship naming and to be in the same sort of sentence. But thank you very much for the sub, Narek. Very much appreciated. 41 months, I'm so sorry. That's horrible that you've had to be here this long. That's 3.5 years? Oh. Yeah, some people want famous names, and other people want totally original names. It's cool. I'm fine with people using semi-famous names. As people have mentioned, yeah, maybe the certain IPs are out. They are working on facial hair and beards at the moment. Different facial hair types, different beard types, different hairstyles. They're all being worked on at the moment. Don't have a ETA for them though. Here's something interesting about ship naming IPs. I think they might be fine if they did not make it exclusive. The fact that they are, I think that opens them up to copyright claims. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look more into it and have a bit of a talk about it. And when it comes to some famous names and Star Wars names and things like that, because I haven't really thought about it too much. Another moderator handled this. Nice. People trying to work out. That's a bit bored in front of the ship name. Done. Right, do we have any... The Red Jedi Millennium Enterprise. Nice, Chi. It's nice to have you with us. Do you think 3.3 will be a good MHA match for the Reclaimer? With new shield, a clean Reclaimer, and now we can name him. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the problem is the Reclaimer's still not going to have salvaging gameplay, which is all I want it for. So you just got a big cool thing. Yes, I do want to see what the Reclaimer looks like clean. Yes, I do want to see its big shield. I need it to have salvaging gameplay. I wish NoClip started covering Star Citizen. Mike Who, is that just a direct insult to me? Well, I'm probably not seeing that you gave me $2. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Appreciated. Start. I'm doing a little salute. $2 salute. I get the feeling that ship names feature is low-hanging fruit. Yes. I actually expect, yeah, I think it's part of customization, and it's quite easy customization for them to do, and important, so. Bob's your uncle. Right, I'm going to go do the PP quick, and then we'll finish out the stream. Hi. Ha! Just urinate into the bin. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna lick my hands. Do you think that the Pioneer will be the only base building ship? No, so they've basically said that the Pioneer is now going to be a mobile factory. You don't actually need the Pioneer to build bases. So there might be other vehicles and ways of building bases. And it might just be like you can literally bring a load of cargo onto a planet or little items that allow you to build bases and things like that. So Pioneer, mobile factory, allow you to build much larger scale bases much more easily and that sort of stuff. But I actually don't expect it to be the only base building ship and vehicle now. Forklifts are probably going to be a thing. Like usable forklifts. No, I don't know who... Sin, do you know who NoClip is on YouTube? Like, what I've seen NoClip's videos? Is that the guy that does the Half-Life 2 stuff where he jumps backwards? Is that him?
I don't know.
NoClip video documentaries? I'm not sure if I have seen him. Although I have seen Unforeseen Consequences, the Half-Life documentary he did. Is the Reclaimer's arm going to have shield protection when extended? I believe so, that as part of Sign Distance Field tech. I would expect so. Not 100% sure. When do you think the second enter-exit will come to the Microstariner? So it looks like that. Well, they're building a ladder hatch for it, I think. A little exit panel out ladder hatch. Don't know. Have you done the giveaway? Yeah, just got in. So the winner will be properly announced on the Reddit and on a video coming within the next couple of hours. But we do have the person. Anything big happen? The Xenothreat event mission stuff was pretty good. Pretty big. 3.13 is coming pretty soon as well, Ripper. So it's something to go back to and be a tourist in. How much would forklifts cost? How much would forklifts cost? Hopefully they're only about to be bought in game. Same as trolleys. Trolleys and forklifts in game only, please. Might have been answered, but was Rivertech coming for 3.13? No. Right, Rivertech is actually quite early in development. They've got the technical and the code stuff all built to do it, but they need to make it pretty as well. Why are all these emails happening? 1 second. Make sure it's not like you are dead. No, it's a lot of stuff from AliExpress. We not confirmed that forklifts are coming into the game. They just probably will. Well, we've sort of seen them previously. I suspect we will genuinely get forklifts that have functionality, because why not? I would not expect them to sell them for real money. Can you name your giant sandworm? You can't buy a giant sandworm, Jag. But you can name it once you tame one in game, of course. On Layer 3. Any news about the Bounty Merchantman? Expect to see development on it later this year, but we're probably going to see the middle of next year sort of thing. We'll see the Polaris, and then the Mercury, then the Bounty Merchantman get a load of work after that. With the Titan suits coming at some point, do you think we will have the loader type variants? Yes. So I believe that Titan suits are supposed to be utility based as well as combat based. So you will probably get power loader type ones as well. Do you see submersibles being a possible part of the game in the far future? Yes, because they are building aquatic vehicles for Squadron 42. It is in the progress patch mabob. When will the first wave of ship naming start? Someone said 6 PM UTC, and I was expecting between sort of now and 8 PM UTC, so it is today. Do you think the surprise ship is the Merchantman? What? Surprise ship? Or one of the unannounced ships they're working on? No. Don't think so. Mercury Star Runner does not have escape pods. In its lore, it's used in the UE, so it would need safety features. Yeah. Do you think when Titan suits and loader variants, we could have hand-to-hand combat with large alien queens? Okay. They did talk about Xenomorph-esque missions and creepy missions with you're being hunted by something, like so terrifying alien creatures. So maybe one day you can fight a alien creature on a planet and punch it. I don't think the Microstar needs escape pods necessarily. I think it's probably alright as it is. When will the Mercury Star Runner be available to purchase in game? Almost certainly by 3.14 with Horizon coming into game. It's possible that they put it in 3.13. I hope they do. What is your opinion on hauling being pretty much useless? They need to fix it for 3.13 for sure. It's pretty easy tweak. They go, make this shop purchase more and sell more. Done. Xeno Threat, second wave. No, so there's going to be a new event. There's certainly going to be Fleet Week in May for 3.13, and we might also see the Nine Tails Lockdown event at some point during 3.13 cycle. What's this current footage? This is from the CitizenCon 2019 demo for gameplay. This is my cut of it. Right. It appears that the Polaris crew requirements have been reduced. Do you think that is a trend that we will likely see continue? Yeah, I think that some of the bigger ships can probably be run with smaller crews than like 30 or 40 people. So yeah, I suspect medium-sized crews, because you're going to have computer blades as well take up some of these positions to semi-automate some of the tasks. Why would they have an event so close together? Because they've got 8 to 10 more events planned this year. It's not a guarantee that it is going to be close together. It's just quite possible. Do you think they will put a crash mechanic in game so you can crash land instead of blowing up? So there is going to be ways to survive in atmosphere from ejecting and that sort of stuff. Also, when we have physicalized components, ships aren't always going to explode when they get damaged. So you might be able to impact the ground and survive, yes. I like the idea of crash landing on a planet as well. It'd be hard to do, hard to make look really good, unless they can do some clever way of embedding things. If I have all the stuff individually, and there is the UEE 2950 pack, except the Carrack, is it worth melting to get the pack? I can't advise you on that, Merrick. There's too many things that I'd have to work out. Jetpacks, thinking about the new cave entrances. So we've got EVA packs. So on low gravity planets, you'll be able to EVA and jump around better. Obviously, you've got the gravity tool, which might be useful in low gravity planets as well, maybe in the future. Take care, Stormfire, mate. Have to go because I need to rest my eyes. No worries. You have a nice nap, mate. Take care, buddy. Don't you think they're pushing realism too far sometimes? No. They gamify stuff all the time. So, and anything that is overly complex and like dumb in a bad way, they'll gamify over making complex for complex sake. If I register a ship name BoredGamer with numbers and letters, how much money will I be able to shake out of your wallet? No, Jag. Because I'm going to be called the Millennium Gamer. Falcon Enterprise Elite. Dangerous? I'm good. I don't know. Thanks. Not going to give anyone no money for stealing names. You scalpers. You bloody name scalpers. I swear to God. Graphics cards with CPUs and now my names. Do you think CIG will make a medium-sized banner ship? Yeah, I'd expect to see a medium-sized banner ship in the future. Makes sense. Do we have any information on non-lethal weapons and stuff? So there's going to be non-lethal ammo and there's going to be non-lethal or less than lethal weapons. We know that. We don't know exactly what. We have seen them sell advocacy tools previously. It's like a stun, a shock baton or taser of some sort. The multifunction displays on all the ships are identical despite having different manufacturers. They will get their own manufacturer feel and then obviously be custom based on what you want to put on the actual MFD. Yeah, only 32 characters, fair point. How do I feel about ship naming? I'm alright with it. I just need it to be more defined. I mean, they're reserving the right to change it anyway in the future. I want it in-game to change in-game facing with all ships. That's what I want. Until it's in-game properly, it's sort of irrelevant to me. And I'll be closely monitoring the grey market to make sure that doesn't get out of control. I mean, I'm not sure what I'd do if it does. Poke CIG about it, grumpily, like, come on. These people are selling... They're trying to grab all the ship names and sell them. Not that... I suppose maybe they... I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be annoyed at that. When is Theatres of War coming? I want to play Theatres of War. So, expect a round of playtests for Theatres of War after 3.13 has settled in. That is what I've been led to believe. What is the most attractive ship? The Mercury Star Runner doesn't count. I quite like the Carrack. Probably the Sabre for me is the best looking ship. I love the Sabre. I think it looks beautiful. Right. Any other quick questions before we dash off? Lots of CIG's ships are very straight-laced. The Cutlass Blue, like a cop car. Do you think we'll ever see some ships with a darker character? Like a slaver ship, or even assassin ship? We'll certainly see, like, scrapper ships. We'll probably see some slaverish modules, yeah? You reckon they should wipe names if transferred? No. I like the name. I like the idea of it. Oh, I see. That would stop people... That would stop people being able to hold and sell the names. Oh, I think you're right. Otwan, I think you might be right. Yeah, I'll be naming my ships after cryptocurrency wallet addresses, donation pages, like and subscribe, all that sort of jazz. Can you explain to me exactly what happens when you prioritize engines, shields, or weapons? I don't understand the function. It's going to change a bit when we have capacitors with heat and stuff. Basically, you give more power to it. So if you give it more power to engines, you'll go faster, quicker. Your maneuverability, your thrusters will respond faster. Is the idea? Shields, they react faster, and that's the sort of stuff we'll be getting in the future. You'll be able to overpower your shields and they will function quicker, but they'll take wear damage, and they might overheat quicker as well. So there's going to be some downsides to it. Overclocking them right now is the best way of getting the most out of gear for the most part. Please read your Discord messages and get back to me. Drake Corsair, please tell me you have some news. No new news on the Drake Corsair, as far as I'm aware. XQ, I haven't seen any messages from you. XKAU, read your Discord messages. There's nothing here. There's nothing here! You monster.
He's messaging that other board gamer.
Why is he messaging another board gamer? It's me. Oh, he's gone for board game with Elite Speak in his name. The board gamer Mark II. Board gamer Enterprise. Ugh. Could you see a landing assault capital ship being a viable future capital ship? A landing assault one? No. Oh, he's messaged me now. I messaged you last week. Oh, shit, you did. Read above. Cool. I will check that out. I saw that on my laptop ages ago. I thought I'd responded. Let me mark it with a little board gamer thing. Sorry, Execute. I apologise for not getting back to you. I will sort that out later today. Do you ever think they will introduce an editor, so we have the ability to make our own missions? Oh, I think in the future there will. So, okay. You will be able to set up your own missions, as in be able to go, I will pay you to do this. They want a robust contract system, so you can pay players and potentially NPCs, I suppose, to do things for you. There's also planned to be modding tools in the future, but that will be probably for private servers if they still allow it. Major Waste, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated, sir. Is the Pisces any good as a standalone ship? I mean... It's not for me as a standalone. If you've got a mothership for it, great. Has there been any mentions of placing custom location markers in the verse? Yes, it's been mentioned. It's one of the things they want to do. Share locational information, have custom markers. But when we're getting that, it's a whole other question. And I don't know the answer. Would it be worth getting a Polaris if it's usually just me and my friend playing? So you could get an NPC crew for it, or you could get AI modules to run some of its things. So potentially, however, I do think it would be best played with a couple more players as well. Have you ever had problems with the water not rendering in the 890 jump Sparrow? Yes, it got taken out for ages. I think it might still be taken out and not in properly. Right. I'm going. Thank you very much for the subs and for the monies and some money towards Zin's chair fund. Very much appreciated.
My chair fund. Thank you very much.
Look how happy she is.
Look at my happy little face.
You can't see her happy little face. You can hear it. Just pretend it's Chris Roberts' face, but with Zin's voice. You see, she's found a set of keys. Right. Thank you very much for watching. Very much appreciated. We're going to go see who else is streaming Star Citizen, and I'll chuck you on to them. And I'm going to go and have some delicious snackages. I will pass you over to SMB, to the Super Mac Brothers, Ryan, because he does stuff like me. He'll be talking about the game and things. Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. You take care. Have a great day. And we will be getting a video up for what's to look forward to in March and some channel updates later today. And I love you loads. Peace, kisses, and